Welcome back, everybody, and thanks for joining me. This week's been really busy because the weather has been good. We have been outside a lot, mainly in the back garden, clearing the rainwater gully stroke culvert that is at the back of the house, and I put some video footage on that so you can have a look and see how we're progressing, but it's coming on nicely. I've ordered some plants. So excited. So they should be arriving today. And I also need to source some other heathers, which I think I'll be looking at buying locally, because I want Calluna vulgaris, which is a hardy Scottish heather. And what better for a Scottish garden than to have some Scottish heathers? So I'm looking at getting them locally. Got a bit of a surprise for John, which may be in the video later on in the week, but we've got him a newer car. He's been moaning for a while that the car that we have isn't really suitable for Arran. So we've done a lot of research on that, and we have chosen a car. So you might see that at the end of the video. What else have we been doing? Well, we've been in the front garden. You can see the repairs to the fence that we have made, and also some planting has been going on. But we need to look at the front garden, I think, in more detail. So that is ongoing at the moment. I also want to thank my friend Colin, who has come up to visit for a few days from Middle England, and he's had the benefit of some lovely weather and did me some drone footage. So have a look at that. That's at the end of the video, and he's very talented. Of course, John is now looking at, can I have a drone? So we'll see where that goes. He has got a birthday coming up in a couple of months, so you never know. It's only money. It's only money, she says. But we've been very busy here. The weather, as I say, has been particularly nice. So we've been trying to make the garden front and back work a wee bit better for us and be a little bit more wildlife friendly. So hope you enjoy the video. Any comments that you have, please put them underneath the video in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. It's free, and it really helps massage the YouTube algorithm to get us some more viewers who may be interested in what we're doing here on Arran. Okay, change of plan. Monday morning, and we've decided to crack on with landscaping this bit. So we have managed to repurpose some rocks, and we are going to enlarge this feature. Now you can see John's already beaten me to it. I wanted to do a before video, but life is moving on, as we say.
Crack on. The day is young.
The day is young. So we're going to remove some of this waste, and then you'll need to see how it turns out as the video progresses. So a few hours work this morning, and we've made considerable inroads. So it's very new looking and very bare because there's no plants. But if I take a, there we go. So I'm quite pleased with that. We'll let the rain come, wash that bit down, and then we'll see how that goes. So now we're round the front to renew or replace the posts in the little garden. So we've got to replace or somehow sort these 3 fence posts that are rotten at the bottom. So we've got new fence posts, and the plan is to insert the new ones beside the old ones and just basically attach them. Bit breezy here in Lochranza this morning. But John has a lovely reward of carrot cake waiting for him.
Healing over now.
Right, so that's the 3rd one in. Well, we've been busy, and you can see I have put some plants in, so I want to just explain my choices. So I've got a range of heathers here. So that's a heather. In fact, it's not just a heather. It's a Calluna vulgaris, which means it's pretty hardy here in Scotland, and it flowers at this time of year. And these come in a range of whites, pinks, lilacs, purples. So I've got a few in here, and this suits them perfectly. And I've also got some evergreen azaleas. Now, I've picked these ones because, again, these are pretty hardy, and they'll also put a little splash of colour in what is the darkest bit in the garden. So I think I remember telling you that Lochranza is the darkest village in Europe, and we are on the dark side of the loch, and this corner of the garden hardly gets any sun, but you can see it gets light, and that is all that matters. So what I've done to kind of counteract the gloom, and it is quite dark, and it is quite wet and shady. So this is a little white azalea. This is a pinky orange white azalea. That's a splash of red, and that one is quite nice. It's a kind of pinky white, like a apple blossom colour. So, and we've got a splash of white there with that heather. So why have I gone for heathers and azaleas? Well, traditionally in this area of Scotland, heather is a native. So this is a good idea. And azaleas and deciduous rhododendrons or deciduous azaleas are a particular favourite of mine. I used to grow, 30 years ago, scented deciduous azaleas from seed. And I'm going to try that again, but that's a long process. If I get it right, then we could be blooming in 4 years after the seed germinates. So I'm going to try and look out for some deciduous azaleas. A lady in the village has given me some rooted cuttings of her azalea luteum, which is the yellow, strongly scented one. So they're in now up at the other end of the garden. But I think I'm going to have to try and source deciduous azaleas because they would be quite nice going up this bank. And I'm just going to stand back so you can see that bit of garden. And you can see how slopey that is. Now, at some point, I think there's been a bit of a slip, and the soil that was there has now come down the bank. So plants in there will also use the roots to bind the soil. The water has now been cleared here. So we haven't had any rain for near on 2 weeks now. It must be a miracle here in western Scotland. But you can see I've managed to remove an awful lot of the mud. And I think that'd be quite nice when it's actually running properly. And I've cleared the mud all along there, and that has taken barrow loads. So this part of the garden isn't finished yet. I am going to add in here some snowdrops, again because they're very early in the spring and it cheers everybody up to see wee flowers like that, and also because they're white and it will add a bit to this garden. They also do very well in damp, shady conditions. And the other thing I'm going to put in here are wild strawberries, because there's nothing quite like coming out, especially if you've got kids or grandkids, and allowing them to pick wild strawberries, and they just make a nice little sweet treat to pop in your mouth. So I have a source of them. I have a source for the snowdrops, but this is an ongoing project. So another addition to my little garden. So these are snowdrops, galanthus, and this is how you propagate snowdrops by division. So snowdrops in the green, as advertised on a lot of internet sites, you will get a little snowdrop bulb with some green leaves. Now, if you've got them in your garden, how do you know when they're ready to be split? When they finish flowering. So these are mainly finished, and at the back of that little tiny sort of crinkled up spent flower is the seed head. Now I will plant these in my lovely damp soil, and I'll plant them as deep as where the white stem turns green, and I'll give them a little water, and we will see them flowering next February, because February is when they flower here on Arran. So my friend was thinning her bunches down. We took a few from each bunch. She's spreading hers by division as well, and I'm going to spend the afternoon planting these in between my heathers and up and down the steep bank at the back. So today we've been doing quite a bit of work around the garden, and one of John's favourite things is having lots of birds, having lots of birds and wildlife coming. So today he's found these offcuts of wood, and he's going to make a squirrel feeder, because we do have red squirrels here in Lochranza. So this is what he's going to do today. While he's doing that, I'm planting. Okay, so he's finished this. So this is all offcuts, painted with paint that we had lying around. And that is a slate top to keep the water off. So it's a feeder, not a house. So squirrel jumps on here, goes and gets the food in there, comes out here to eat it. That is the plan.
We hope it's going to sit in the shelf.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it goes. But well done. That was only, what, an hour's work? And cost you nothing. So squirrel house is up, along with bird feeder and little branch to help the squirrels get up there. All I need to do now is get some suitable food. John's got another little project. we need some storage under his worktop in his photographic room. Ooh. So somebody locally was giving these 2 chests of drawers away, so they're perfect for what he needs. A bit colourful. So he needs to decide, out of the many tins of paint that he has kicking about, what colour they're going to be. So he sanded them down. So they're not wood, they are MDF. So sanded it down to give it a key. And the tape here it's been used to fix the edge, which has unstuck itself. So John stuck that back down, and the tape's just on that to hold it till it dries. So we shall see what they look like when they're done. So we're in John's tiny office. Big man needs a tiny office. And I just wanted to show you the final chest of drawers storage. So that is one unit. It's been cleaned up and given a lick of paint. And that is the other one. So it's got a bit of storage in here. There are a couple of shelves that can go in here, which will probably go on that wall. But we'll see how that goes. And he's got to go through at least those boxes. And possibly a lot of these. So it will come together. So this is the last project in the kitchen. Raking out and replacing what was the silicone seal. Allegedly. Not pleasant, but it'll look much better when it's done. So if you want to see how our kitchen's looking, including the makeover of the sink, then you'll need to watch next Sunday's episode. Again, if you want to see the work that we've done in the garden, you'll need to watch next Sunday's episode. So lots and lots of work to be done. We've been really, really busy here. The weather has been holding. It's been fabulously bright and dry. And I can't wait for you to join me next week. So meantime, I'm going to leave you with some footage of some wildlife that we shot in the garden and the drone footage that my friend Colin had given us. So enjoy. You're in the wrong place, mate. I know I said I wanted to attract wildlife. Male pheasant. Gorgeous.